Is Lisa Starr again. It's almost the end of the year. Are you ready for this? So today I'm going to talk about my journey in 2015 and how it will lead up to this next year. You can think about how your year has been for this year, and I would love to know how it has been. I would love to hear some comments if you kept your goals, if you didn't, that type of thing. Please comment at the end of this video. I start my journey with listening to JT DeBolt. He's with this company called MOB, My Online Business Education. And I got introduced to him in late 2014. I think it was September or October, and I've been listening to him 4 days a week, about 15 minutes a day in the morning. And one thing that he hates is resolutions, New Year's resolutions, because people don't keep them. So what he does is he recommends people do priorities, either 1, 2, or 3, not anymore, priorities that you will focus on this year. So I tried that this year. And I'll explain the 3 priorities I focused on, and I completed all 3. Pretty happy about this. I think this may be the first time that I have completed all 3 of my goals or resolutions or priorities, as you may call them. And number 1 was getting out of debt, or as Bob Proctor and other law of attraction coaches like to refer to it, paying all accounts in full and on time. Because as we talked about earlier, thoughts are things, and your words are very powerful. So if you focus on the positive, the paying all accounts in full and on time, that's what your subconscious mind's instead of hearing debt. So anyway, we were able to get out of debt. This came about partially because I've been an apartment manager for 5 years. And so we haven't paid any rent. In fact, we've been married 9 years, and I was a caregiver for a year. We lived with my in-laws for a year and a half. So we have paid rent for a total of a year and a half in our entire marriage. So that really helped in getting us out of debt, is that I could work and I could also spend time with my kids at home while I was working. And so with this last company, I got an additional income as well as getting the money, or not having to pay the money for rent. So that helped. But I also was employed with MOB for a few months, my online business education again. And I worked the apartment managing and this business where I was basically finding people who wanted to be a part of their MOB marketplace. And decided it was too much for me, quit the job. But that still enabled us to complete my first goal, getting out of debt or paying all accounts in full and on time. Then the second goal is something that is deeply related to my church. And I'll explain it for if you don't understand what's going on. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to believe it. But this is, again, what I believe. And I chose to make a goal of researching and doing the temple ordinances for at least 12 of mine and my husband's family members. And this is a big goal. For those of you who don't know, the reason we have temples all over the world is so we can do different ordinances. These are like baptism, but they're not just baptism for you. They're baptism for people who have died before they've learned about Jesus Christ. And so I felt it was important to link myself to family members and give them the opportunities that they didn't have on this earth. And we were able to do that. I think between my husband and my families, I think we both ended up just doing cousins. But, and I'm not even sure how these people are related, but I think we ended up doing at least 20 family members. So that was awesome. And number 3 was getting a house. I have wanted a house for so many years. I have dreamed about a house. I have thought and visualized and tried to come up with all of the things that my house would have. I actually need to go back and look at some of those to see how I manifested this house because I believe that this house is meant for us. There are so many things in this house that are things that I wanted, things that were some things that I didn't even write down, but I always knew that I wanted in a house. This is not a perfect house. There are imperfections. This house was built in 1963, so it's an older one, but it's perfect for us. And so this is a big, humongous goal that we've achieved that I've been wanting to achieve for years and years and dreamed. And so this is a dream come true, the fact that I have this house. So I accomplished all three of my priorities with a month to spare. We got in our house at the end of November. So this has been an awesome year for me. Tomorrow, we are going to talk about, or I am going to talk about, where I want to go in 2016. And I think it's very important for you to also share your goals, share what you're wanting to accomplish in 2016. Because the more you share it with, the more people you share it with, the more vocal you are, the more committed. Because if you just share it with yourself, you may think, I can let this go. But if you've had other people you have told about these goals and you have committed to them, even if you don't say, I commit to these goals, I'm gonna do it, you have more of a commitment just simply by telling others. So I invite you to tell me about your goals this year and think about your goals next year and tell me your goals next year. And if you'd like, I can help you with those. I learned about being accountable to somebody, and I can be accountable for you if you'd like me to, and help you along that path. Please let me know how I can help. Thank you.